Crossrail is a complex programme, and to hand it over successfully we need to break it down into component parts. There will be a number of elements we hand over. There will be shafts, there will be portals, there will be stations, and there will be routeway systems. And these will be individually handed over. Within each of these elements there will be signalling, telecoms, civils, mechanical, electrical components that make up that element that we will hand over to the operator and maintainer. Delivery assurance is all about making sure that what we deliver is safe, reliable, performs and is operable and maintainable.
The railway industry is actually assured similar to how the nuclear industry or the aviation industry is. So to a much higher standard than would a normal construction project.
We have to comply with London Underground and Network Rail standards. We also have to comply with the railway and other guided transport systems regulations. And also we have to convince the ORR, the Office of Rail Regulator, that we are ready to safely operate and maintain this railway. To assure that railway, you've got millions of documents at the bottom that flow up and feed into that one document that unlocks it, that we use to justify every step of the way that the railway is safe, reliable and operable and maintainable to the operator and maintainer.
One of the examples of how the assurance evidence can be as problematic as the actual design and installation of the works would be in our LED lighting within some of our stations. We made a decision very early on in the Crossrail design phase that we would be using LED lighting throughout and not using what was rapidly becoming obsolete fluorescent fittings. The problem posed by that was there was very little testing or assurance or life cycle information available about LED fittings because they were all very new. To get them approved for use on the station involved subjecting them to very rigorous electrical testing, EMC testing, fire survival testing, smoke emissions, toxicity testing, and producing all of the various certificates, videos, reports that substantiate the results of those tests. That in itself can take quite a long time. Meanwhile, the light fitting is already manufactured, maybe ready to be installed, and therefore we have the situation where the thing that's actually stopping completion of that piece of work is the assurance activity, not the installation activity.
Part of that process is producing operations and maintenance manuals, which takes time. It's all well and good installing all these assets, but you've got to be able to safely operate and maintain them. And we've got to be able to train and communicate the operations and maintenance processes to the maintainer and the operator so they know how to use it, not just now, but in 10, 20, 30 years' time. So all the hard work we are doing right now in terms of assurance and handover will go on to help future railways in their delivery. So we are breaking new ground here. This will be the first wholly digital railway in the UK.